Gentlemen, if you've ever wasted months chasing a woman who never planned to stay, this video is for you. Welcome back to Dating Older Women, where we uncover the truths most men overlook. Most men waste years chasing the wrong women. They confuse attention with affection. They confuse temporary excitement with long-term commitment. And by the time they realize the truth, their energy, their focus, and their respect are gone. Here's the harsh reality. Attraction is easy. Flirting is easy. Even intimacy is easy. But commitment? That's rare. A woman who truly wants a serious relationship will not leave you blind, guessing, or confused. She will show it, not with words, but through consistent actions. The problem? Most men never learn to see the difference. They mistake mixed signals for genuine intent. They get addicted to the roller coaster of hot and cold behavior. They mistake drama for passion, and in the end, they lose. But listen carefully. A woman who is serious about you moves differently. She invests differently. She plans differently. Her energy isn't scattered, it's focused. She doesn't keep you on standby while entertaining other options. She doesn't play games to keep your attention. She reveals her intentions through 7 undeniable signs. And once you learn them, you'll stop wasting time on women who never plan to stay. Ask yourself, how many years have you lost on women who never saw you as more than a distraction? How many times have you ignored the truth because you wanted to believe she was serious? That ends today. Because if a woman truly wants a relationship with you, she'll make it obvious in ways you can't ignore, unless you choose to stay blind. This isn't theory. This is survival. Your time is your most valuable resource. The wrong woman will drain it dry. The right woman will build with you, sharpen you, stand by you. And the difference between the two? Awareness. By the end of this video, you'll know the exact 7 behaviors that separate a woman who only wants attention from a woman who truly wants commitment. You'll learn how to see past the noise, past the games, straight into her intentions. When you do, you'll stop second-guessing and start choosing with clarity. Because clarity is power. And in relationships, it's the power that saves you from wasting years on the wrong woman. Stay until the very end, because sign number 7 is the one almost every man ignores. And it's the clearest test of loyalty you'll ever see. Miss it, and you risk everything. Catch it, and you finally know the difference between a woman here for a moment and a woman here for a lifetime. Gentlemen, sharpen your awareness. Let's begin. Consistency is the foundation of commitment. If a woman truly wants a serious relationship with you, she won't show up one day, vanish the next, and leave you wondering where you stand. She will invest consistently with her time, energy, and attention. And consistency is the clearest signal separating a fling from a future. Here's the reality most men ignore. Any woman can send a sweet text on Sunday night, flood you with attention over the weekend, and then disappear into silence for a week. That's not seriousness. That's entertainment. She's not investing in you. She's filling empty space. Too many men confuse that inconsistency for passion. They get hooked on the roller coaster of hot and cold behavior, thinking it proves desire. The truth is simpler. Inconsistency is confusion, and confusion is always a red flag. A serious woman doesn't make you guess. She doesn't leave you chasing scraps of attention. She shows up again and again and again, not in grand gestures, but in steady patterns. Her effort isn't dramatic, it's dependable, and that's the difference. Look closely at how she communicates. Is she texting you back only when she's bored? Or is she actually engaging with what you say? A serious woman doesn't reply with empty words. She asks questions. She follows up. She remembers what you mentioned last week and checks in about it today. You told her about a big meeting. She asks how it went. You were sick. She asks if you're feeling better. That's not small talk. That's investment. And it's not just words. It's her time. If she's serious, she doesn't only see you when convenient. She makes space for you, even when her schedule is busy. She adjusts. She prioritizes. She shows through her actions that you're not just another option. You're part of her plan. That doesn't mean she abandons her life for you. It means she deliberately includes you in it. And here's where most men sabotage themselves. When men finally experience consistency from a woman, they often take it for granted or mistake it for clinginess. They misread steady investment as desperation. Wrong. There's a difference. Clinginess drains you because it comes from insecurity. Consistency strengthens you because it comes from commitment. A desperate woman consumes. A serious woman contributes. This is the uncomfortable truth. If you're still questioning her intentions, it's probably because she's not consistent. A woman who wants something real won't let you live in doubt. Her patterns will answer your questions for you. So ask yourself, is her effort steady, reliable, and clear? Or is it random, unpredictable, and full of excuses? One shows commitment, the other shows distraction. Now let's look deeper through the Stoic lens. As men, it's easy to get addicted to chaos. The highs and lows of inconsistent women feed your ego and trick you into chasing validation. But the Stoic man refuses that trap. He doesn't measure attraction by intensity. He measures it by stability. Because only stability can build something worth keeping. When she invests consistently, your job isn't to get lost in excitement. It's to observe, acknowledge, and remain steady. To see her effort not as a gift you must worship, but as proof of her seriousness. That awareness keeps you grounded. That awareness protects your respect. Gentlemen, remember this. Consistency is clarity, and clarity is rare. If her presence is steady, her actions reliable, her attention invested, you're not dealing with a woman who's here for a moment. You're dealing with one who's here for more. But consistency is just the beginning, because a woman can invest in the present while leaving the future blank. The real test is whether she starts weaving you into her vision of tomorrow. And that, gentlemen, is the second sign, one of the most powerful indicators of true commitment. She doesn't just say, let's grab dinner Friday. She says, next month we should check out that new place. She talks about summer concerts, fall trips, or family gatherings in the future. Every time she does, she's revealing something deeper. She imagines you there, and that's not small talk, that's projection. Women don't invest their future into men they see as temporary. They invest their future into men they see as partners. Here's the subtle giveaway. Language. A casual woman says, I want to travel there someday. A serious woman says, we should go there next summer. That small shift isn't accidental. It's her way of aligning her life with yours. Miss it, and you'll keep guessing about her intentions instead of seeing the truth right in front of you. Now let's be clear, not every mention of the future means commitment. Some women talk big but never follow through. That's why you must watch actions, not just words. Does she actually stick to the plans she makes? And does she create shared experiences that match what she says? Or does she throw out vague ideas and disappear when it's time to act? A serious woman doesn't just dream, she builds. She doesn't just imagine, she commits. Here's the uncomfortable truth most men ignore. If she never talks about the future, it's because she doesn't see you there. Period. A woman who values you long-term won't keep the future blank. She'll fill it with you beside her. If she avoids those conversations, it's not shyness or too early. It's because she doesn't plan on keeping you. Through the Stoic lens, here's what matters. The weak man hears future talk and gets overly excited. He assumes it's a guarantee, clings to it, and starts investing blindly. The strong man listens, observes, and compares her words with her actions. He knows promises are cheap, but consistency is priceless. He doesn't get lost in fantasies. He stays grounded in reality. Because the truth is simple. A woman who is serious about you doesn't just invite you into her present. She places you in her vision of tomorrow. She makes room for you, not because you begged, not because you pressured, but because in her mind, you already belong there. Gentlemen, your time is too valuable to waste on women who never plan to keep you. So ask yourself, does she include you in her future, or does she lock you in the moment? Does she say we or only I? Does she commit to plans or let them fade into empty words? Because when a woman is serious, her future speaks. And if you listen closely, you'll know exactly where you stand. But here's where the test deepens. Future plans are powerful, but words can still be disguised. The next sign cuts even sharper, because a woman who truly wants you long-term won't just include you in her future. She'll hand you something far more dangerous, far more revealing. And if you want to see what that is, write "I'm ready" in the comments so we can dive deeper. Her vulnerability and how you respond will determine whether she can trust you with the rest of her life. Attraction might bring her close, but vulnerability reveals her true intention. When a woman only sees you as temporary, she keeps her world closed. She talks about her day, complains about work, laughs at jokes, maybe flirts a little, but it never goes deeper. Why? Because vulnerability is risky. Women don't risk their inner world on men they don't take seriously. But when a woman wants a serious relationship, something changes. She starts lowering her walls. She lets you see what others don't. Her fears, her insecurities, her childhood stories, her private dreams. This isn't casual chatter. This is trust. And trust, gentlemen, is the highest currency in a relationship. Here's the truth most men miss. When she opens up emotionally, she's not just sharing. She's testing. She's asking silently, "Can you handle all of me? Can you stand steady in front of my storms, my flaws, my truth, without judgment?" Most men fail here. They hear her problems and rush to fix everything, as if her heart is a broken machine. Or worse, they dismiss her feelings because it makes them uncomfortable. Both mistakes destroy trust. What she's looking for isn't a mechanic or a judge. She's looking for an anchor, a man who can listen without losing himself, a man who can hold space for her truth without falling apart. And this is where the stoic frame separates the weak from the strong. The weak man gets overwhelmed. He panics at her tears. He feels pressured by her fears. He tries to fix, to control. The strong man stays calm. He listens. He doesn't flinch. He doesn't judge. He doesn't try to control her emotions, nor does he get swept away by them. He simply stays present, steady and composed. And that's exactly what proves to her she chose the right man. Because understand this, when a woman opens up emotionally, she's not just revealing her heart. She's handing you power. She's showing you where she's most fragile, and she's watching carefully to see how you respond. Abuse that trust, and she'll close forever. Respect it, and she'll see you as a man she can build with. Notice the small ways this plays out. She tells you about family struggles. She admits insecurities. She shares dreams she hasn't told anyone else. She lets you see her tears after a hard day. That's not weakness. That's investment. She's giving you access to her inner world, a privilege no casual man gets. Here's another clue. Watch how she handles conflict. A woman who doesn't care will avoid hard conversations. She won't bother fixing issues because you're not worth the effort. A serious woman brings up problems directly, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it risks tension. Because in her mind, you're not temporary. You're worth working through it with. Gentlemen, don't miss this. If she's emotionally open, if she trusts you with her fears, her flaws, her truth, take it seriously. This is not a game. This is not casual. This is her way of saying, "I'm not auditioning anymore. I've already chosen you." End of 4. Now the question becomes, can you hold that responsibility? Every woman can laugh with you. Only a serious woman will cry in front of you. Every woman can flirt. Only a serious woman will reveal her scars. And when she does, your strength or weakness will decide whether that trust grows or dies. Remember this, vulnerability is the highest proof of commitment. Don't run from it. Don't abuse it. Respect it. Because when she lets you in emotionally, she's not just opening up, she's inviting you into her future. And that future becomes clearer in the next sign. Once she trusts you with her heart, she'll start shifting her world around you. And when you stop being an option and start becoming a priority, that's when you'll know her intentions beyond any doubt. If you understand the power of trust and vulnerability, write "I'm present" in the comments to show you're ready for real commitment. Every man needs to understand this truth. In a world full of distractions, priority is proof. A woman can say all the right words. She can laugh at your jokes. She can enjoy your company. But if you're never at the center of her time and energy, you're not a priority. You're just an option. And an option, gentlemen, is a dangerous place to be. Here's what most men get wrong. They accept crumbs of attention. They wait days for a reply. They settle for last-minute plans. They justify her distance by saying, "She's just busy." They blind themselves to reality because they don't want to face the truth. They're not important enough to her. By tolerating it, they lower their value and destroy their self-respect. But when a woman is serious, you'll feel the difference immediately. She doesn't fit you into leftover space. She makes space for you. She doesn't just see you when it's convenient. She rearranges her schedule to see you. Even if she's busy, even if her life is full, she carves out time. Why? Because people always make time for what truly matters to them. And it's not just about time. It's about presence. A serious woman doesn't multitask through your moments together. She doesn't treat you as background noise. She shows up fully. When you talk, she listens. When you need her, she's there. Not as an obligation, but as a choice. Because in her mind, you're not just another man, you're her man. Look at how she responds to your needs. If you're sick, does she check in, maybe even bring something to help? If you're stressed, does she make the effort to listen instead of brushing it off? If you have something important in your life, a challenge, an event, a victory, does she stand beside you, encourage you, celebrate with you? That's what prioritization looks like. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Too many men chase women who are constantly too busy for them. They rationalize, they wait, they hope. Meanwhile, her actions scream the truth. She's not prioritizing you because she doesn't see you as long-term, and no amount of chasing will change that. Through the Stoic lens, your duty is not to beg for priority. Your duty is to observe and accept the truth. A weak man clings harder when he feels neglected. A strong man steps back. He doesn't beg for attention. He doesn't chase validation. He measures respect by her actions. And if those actions don't show priority, he walks, because he knows his value and refuses to be an afterthought. Understand this clearly. When a woman is serious about you, you won't have to fight for her time. You won't have to wonder where you stand. Her prioritization will answer that question for you, loudly and consistently. And when you experience it, you'll know the difference instantly. It feels steady. It feels intentional. It feels like you matter. So ask yourself honestly, are you being treated as a priority or an option? Is she carving space for you, or are you surviving on her leftovers? Because a serious woman pulls you into the center of her world, while a casual one leaves you on the sidelines. Gentlemen, remember this: a woman who cannot prioritize you does not deserve you. If you're not valued now, you won't be valued later. And respect, once compromised, cannot be recovered. But prioritization doesn't end with time and presence. The next sign goes deeper. When a woman truly wants a future with you, she won't keep you hidden. She won't treat you like a secret. Instead, she'll pull you into her inner circle, showing that you're not just part of her life, you're part of her world. Casual women keep you in the shadows. Serious women bring you into the light. And if you pay attention, this detail will reveal more about her intentions than any words ever could. Think about it. A woman who only sees you as temporary keeps her world separated. She'll laugh with you, text you, even spend nights with you, but you'll never meet the people who truly matter to her. You won't know her close friends. You won't be around her family. And if you do cross paths with them by accident, she'll downplay who you are. That's not seriousness, that's compartmentalization. When a woman wants a serious relationship, she does the opposite. She starts weaving you into her world. She introduces you to her closest friends, the ones whose opinions she actually values. She brings you around her family, even casually at first. She doesn't hide you. She reveals you, and that shift changes everything. Women are protective of their inner circle. They don't casually bring men in. To step into that space is a risk of judgment, of vulnerability, of alignment. She wants to see how you fit. She wants to know whether the people she trusts can also trust you. That's not entertainment. That's a future. Pay close attention. If her friends already know about your life, your work, your habits before you've even told them yourself, that means she's been talking about you. She's proud of you. She wants the people close to her to know who you are. That's not what women do with temporary men. That's what they do with men they see as potential partners. Here's the uncomfortable truth. If months go by and she still keeps you hidden, if you're never invited to gatherings, if her friends barely know you exist, then you're not as important to her as you think. Serious women don't hide their man. They reveal him. If she's hiding you, it's because she doesn't plan to keep you. Through the Stoic lens, here's what matters. A weak man will mistake being introduced to friends as the ultimate prize. If you understand the difference, write, "I'm a priority" in the comments to show you recognize real value. He'll overvalue it, thinking it guarantees permanence. But the strong man knows better. He sees it for what it is, a sign of intention, not a final destination. He doesn't lose himself in excitement. He stays grounded, steady, and watchful. He knows that being introduced to her world only matters if it's consistent with her other actions, her loyalty, her support, her prioritization. Gentlemen, don't miss this. Being brought into her circle isn't just about access, it's about alignment. She's showing you, you're not just part of my private moments, you're part of my bigger picture. And if you see that, respect it, but also test it. Watch how her actions align over time. Watch whether you remain a central part of her world or if you're slowly pushed back into the shadows. Because a woman serious about you doesn't just want you in her private life. She wants you in her public life. She wants you recognized. She wants the people who matter to her to know that you matter. So ask yourself, is she proud to show you to her world, or does she keep you hidden in the dark? The answer to that question will tell you everything about her intentions. But introduction is only part of the equation. The deeper test comes next. A serious woman doesn't just reveal her world to you. She actively pushes you to grow, to sharpen, to rise higher. That's the difference between a woman who wants comfort and a woman who wants partnership. Most men chase women who keep them comfortable, but comfort is not commitment. Comfort is stagnation, and stagnation kills a man's mission. Understand this, a woman who only sees you as temporary doesn't care about your growth. She doesn't care about your discipline, your ambition, or your purpose. She only cares about the moments, the laughs, the dates, the short-term fun. The second your goals take time away from her, she complains. The second your focus shifts, she feels neglected. That's not support, that's distraction. But when a woman truly wants a serious relationship, her behavior is different. She aligns with your mission. She encourages you to rise higher. She doesn't compete with your goals. She contributes to them. She doesn't drain your energy with drama. She fuels it with belief. And that, gentlemen, is the mark of a partner, not a passenger. Look closely at how she responds when you share your vision. If she's casual, she'll nod, smile, maybe say, "That's nice," and shift the subject back to herself. If she's serious, she'll lean in, ask questions, offer ideas. Remind you of your potential when you doubt yourself. Celebrate your wins, even the small ones. She understands that your success strengthens the relationship. Support shows in small details. If you're working late on a project, she doesn't guilt-trip you for not texting back. She respects your grind. If you're building discipline in the gym, she encourages your effort instead of tempting you to skip. Sometimes she'll challenge you directly, call you out when you're being lazy, push you when you're slipping, not to tear you down, but to sharpen you because she sees the man you can become. Here's the key. A woman who sharpens you is a woman who believes in you. That's not criticism. That's commitment. That's her saying, I see more in you than you see in yourself. Through the stoic lens, the weak man resents being challenged. His ego can't handle it. He gets defensive, argues, collapses under pressure. The strong man welcomes it. He knows iron sharpens iron. A woman who pushes him higher isn't attacking him. She's investing in him. He doesn't rely on her for discipline, but respects her for respecting his mission. Gentlemen, remember this truth. The wrong woman distracts you from your path. The right woman aligns with it. The wrong woman demands your attention at the cost of your goals. The right woman supports your goals because she knows they elevate both of you. Ask yourself, does she celebrate your growth or compete with it? Respect your discipline or try to break it? Push you forward or pull you back? The answers reveal her true intentions faster than any words. A serious woman doesn't want to stand in your way. She wants to stand beside you, sharpening you, growing with you, building a future where both of you rise. That's the difference between a partner and a distraction. But even support has its limits. Words of encouragement are easy. The real test comes down to action. The final sign is the one most men ignore. It reveals whether she's truly committed for the long haul. It's not about attention, not about plans, not even about growth. It's about loyalty. Without loyalty, nothing else matters. Loyalty is the ultimate proof. Attraction can be faked. Sweet words rehearsed. Support can be temporary. But loyalty, the kind that shows up when it's hardest, cannot be faked. If a woman truly wants a serious relationship, her loyalty is written in her actions, not her promises. Here's the reality. Any woman can tell you she cares, promise commitment, even encourage you. Words are cheap. Actions are evidence. A serious woman proves herself when no one is watching. Think about it. A casual woman keeps her options open, entertains other men, flirts online, leaves back doors open. You'll feel it in subtle behaviors, lingering doubt, inconsistent actions. That's not loyalty. That's hedging bets. A serious woman closes those doors on her own. No backup plans. She doesn't keep other men orbiting in her DMs. She invests fully, not because you demanded it, not because you threatened her, because she's chosen you. And gentlemen, if you see this in her, recognize it. Respect it. If you're ready to attract a woman who invests fully in you, type, "I'm ready" in the comments to show your commitment. But because she decided you're worth it, that's real loyalty. And loyalty isn't just about physical exclusivity. It shows up in deeper ways. Watch how she defends you when you're not around. Does she stand up for you when others criticize, or stay silent? Watch how she handles conflict with you. Does she use arguments as an excuse to run away, punish you, or dangle ultimatums? Or does she fight to fix things because she sees the bond as worth protecting? Here's the uncomfortable truth. A woman serious about you doesn't weaponize conflict. She doesn't play games with loyalty. She doesn't threaten to leave every time things get hard. Instead, she works through it because, in her mind, commitment is non-negotiable. Now, through the stoic lens, here's what matters most. Weak men get blinded by words. They believe declarations over demonstrations. They hear, "I love you," and take it as enough. Strong men don't. They measure actions, not speeches. They stay calm, they observe, and they recognize loyalty is proven when times are tough, not when everything's easy. Gentlemen, remember this. Loyalty isn't what she says in comfort. It's what she does in conflict. It's not who she is when everyone's watching. It's who she is when no one is. And if you pay attention, her patterns will tell you everything. So ask yourself, does she keep her focus on you, or does she leave cracks in the door for others? Does she fight through the storms, or abandon ship when the waters get rough? Does she prove her commitment daily, or just talk about it when convenient. Because when a woman is truly serious, loyalty isn't optional. It's instinct. It's automatic. It's her way of saying, I've chosen you, and I will continue to choose you, no matter how hard it gets. Here's the final truth. If you don't have her loyalty, you don't have her commitment. Without it, everything else, the consistency, the plans, the support, collapses. With it, everything else strengthens. That's why this is the ultimate sign. The one most men overlook. The one that decides whether you're building on rock or sand. Now the question is, once you recognize these 7 signs, what do you do with them? How do you act as a man when you see the difference between attention and commitment? The answer, gentlemen, is what separates those who waste years from those who build legacies. And that's exactly what I'll reveal in the outro. Now you know the truth. 7 signs that separate a woman who's just passing time from a woman who's truly ready to build something real. Consistency, future plans, emotional openness, prioritization, inclusion into her world, support for your growth, and loyalty through action. They reveal her true intention. Most men waste years ignoring these signals. They confuse attention with commitment, comfort with partnership, words with actions. By the time they realize the truth, it's too late. Don't let that be your story. Gentlemen, your time is your most valuable resource. Don't spend it on women who never plan to keep you. If she doesn't show these 7 signs, she's not serious. Accept it. Walk away. Protect your respect. But when you do see these signs, recognize them for what they are. Proof of commitment. Proof that she's not here for a moment. She's here for the long haul. That's the difference between wasting years and building a legacy. Here's your challenge. Drop a comment right now and write, I choose clarity. Because clarity is power. And in relationships, power belongs to the man who sees what others are blind to. If you found value in this, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell. Because what you learned today is just the beginning. Attraction is common. Commitment is rare. On this channel, we teach you to stop chasing illusions and start commanding respect. Gentlemen, choose clarity, choose strength, and take action today. Your legacy starts now.